What's up, you guys? So right now I want to talk about production, because production is the only way to escape the rat race. Um, and a lot of people don't understand that, so I'm gonna give you a definition right now of what productivity means. Production, what it means. Output equals input. So the world has always been based off of production. Whatever you put out into the world, you bring into the world. And this goes way beyond physical effort because it's mental too. So, if you put negative thoughts out into the world, you're going to get negative feedback inside of you. It's going to affect you mentally. What you put out mentally is going to affect you inside mentally. But for the sake of this video, we're going to talk about physical effort, action. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, a lot of people want to escape the rat race, and you're given a task at work, and if you can't produce for that task, then how are you gonna escape the rat race? If you're getting paid minimum wage, and then you can't produce the results to earn minimum wage, how are you going to escape the rat race? If it's based on production, what you put out is what you get in. If you can't create the results to be productive enough to earn minimum wage, how are you gonna escape the rat race? So part of being in the rat race is you gotta win. You gotta go to the job, you gotta show up, and it might not be your dream job, it might not be the job you want, but at the end of the day, it's paying bills. So you gotta be able to go in and produce results. And when you do it like you're doing it for yourself, then you can produce more results. You'll become manager. You'll get higher up in the rat race, which is not all about status, but at the same time, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it to win, because you're gonna be in it anyways. So when you get outside of the rat race, when you have your own time, what are you producing on your own time? When you leave your job and you go home, what are you producing? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are doing all input, and as input, they're not putting out anything. They're just receiving input. So like my output is going to the gym, and you can see it in my body. You can see it in my muscles. You can see it in its physical form because I'm putting out that energy. Um, if you want money, what are you putting out? You got to produce results. A lot of people want to write a book, but then they never write the book. So if you go home every day and you produce and you produce and you write, then you'll have a book finished. And then instead of worrying about who's going to like it, who's going to read it, start producing more. Start producing another one. Just keep production high. If you think of yourself as a business, if you have nothing to produce, then you don't have anything. You don't have anything valuable. So you got to bring value into the world. Um, and that's whatever it is you want to do. So escaping the rat race, first you have to be a productive rat. You can't just complain about your job and say you hate your job and that you just want to live a stress-free life where you don't have to bring any value into the world. That's kind of a limited existence when you're not able to bring in anything valuable to other people. You got to be able to um, you got to be able to produce. You can't just work a minimum wage job and not even produce there, because the whole time you're at work, you're just like, man, fuck this place. They don't pay me enough. Like, you're complaining. They don't pay you enough to complain. They don't they don't pay you enough to complain about where you're working at. I mean, if you want to get paid higher to complain, if you like complaining, go to TMZ or go to the news or something like that and get paid paid better to complain. But if you're working at Burger King and you're complaining instead of flipping burgers, then you're not going to get paid what you're worth because you're doing the wrong thing. You're not producing results. And, you know, one of the things, whether you do it for yourself or for somebody else, you know, the main thing is you have to produce results. Because I mean, if you don't get results, then you're not bringing any value. And you know, if anyone can do your job, then you know it's gonna be easy to replace you if you're not, you know, producing results. And you always want to produce results, even if you're at a job that you don't care about, you're at a job that you don't like, that you hate showing up to. I mean, if that's the case, if you're not gonna work, find something else. But no matter what job you go to, you want to produce results. You want to be the best. You want to learn from that experience because otherwise you're wasting your life. You always want to produce. And then when you go home, when you have free time, I mean, this is the time where you can start establishing who you are, who you want to become, and how you can, you know, kind of manipulate the rat race to work in your favor. So now you can start writing books, or you can, you know, teach piano lessons, or teach, you know, I went to a paint night with my fiance the other night, and, you know, they charged $35 per person. There was like 25 people there. It was, so I mean, I don't know what the math is, and I don't want to say a number and sound stupid, but I'm gonna guess like 700, 800, um, for one day, just to have people come in. Everybody drew the same painting. Um, Everybody used the same colors. It was the same exact painting, and you know, they made 800 that night. I don't know what the overhead cost is, so I mean, $200-300 in one night for a 2 hour class. That's pretty good. Um, and you know, but that person brought value. That person produced. That person spent probably years learning how to draw and had another job. That was just a night gig for that person. So, you know, you gotta be able to produce, you gotta be able to teach, you gotta be able to bring value to people's lives. You know, teaching somebody how to draw, you're bringing value to their lives. And people will pay you, especially to have a fun time, you know, couples night, drawing. People will pay you for something like that. So, I mean, you have to learn how to produce and and create value for yourself because everybody's good at something, you know. And the person who hosted the paint night, they weren't like Picasso. They weren't like the greatest painters in the world, but they had an idea for a business and they stuck with it and they put it together and they promoted it and they made something out of it. So now, you know, you get into the situation where you're producing and then you can start expanding and think of new ways to produce more. You know, but it all comes down to what you're putting out and that's what you're getting back. But if you're just complaining about how you hate your job and how life sucks and life is at a disadvantage, that's where the mental part comes in. I'll speak more about that in another video. And I'll probably write a book in the future on that. Um, how the subconscious, you have to escape the rat race subconsciously first. But right now, I have the book of how to escape the rat race, survive, win, and take over. You know, so I mean, part of surviving is you know going to work. That's surviving, right? You get a job, you make enough to eat, you make enough to have a place to live, pay your bills, main things, right? That's surviving. And there's nothing wrong with surviving. We have to survive. That's how we eat, that's how we sleep, that's how we pay our bills. But when you're winning, Winning is when you have to really produce more. You have to produce more than you're used to producing. To get more, you have to produce more. The more you put out, the more you'll get in. And and there's a mental block to that too, and I won't go too deep into it, but if you're not thinking about how to produce more, how are you going to get more? And a lot of people just can't produce more because their mind is on, I hate this job, life is unfair, I'm being treated unfairly, and it's just that pattern that keeps you in that rut. So if you take away anything from this video, I hope you take away action. Start producing. Start producing something. If you don't have a business you want to start, and that's fine, Like I do the escape the rat race, like I want to inspire people to start producing, start doing something you love, start doing something you're passionate about while you're working, your 9 to 5. Go ahead, keep working that 9 to 5, but also don't give up on your dreams. That's what this is about, escaping the rat race. Don't give up on those dreams and try to make a living out of that. Try to make some extra income out of that. That's escaping the rat race to me. That's winning the rat race, is try to make a little extra income. Um, but if you get anything from this, start producing. Like if you don't have a business, if you don't have something you're passionate about right now, that's okay. But start producing at work. Start making it up in your mind that you're going to produce more than anyone else on the job. You're going to get more results than anybody else on the job. And you're going to be a better rat than anybody else on the job. And it might sound stupid, but how else are you going to win? You're spending 8 hours a day there every day, anyways. Why not win? You could be the one that's making the most in that rat race. You could be the one producing the most results. And by doing that, you're going to make yourself better. So now you have information up here that's going to make you successful outside of that little rat race corporation. And then you're going to put that into everything you do in life. When you start your own business, you're going to want to produce results, get more results. You know what I'm saying? And production is part of that. So if you have something that you do want to work on, let's say you do music, you write books, you paint, start painting. Start drawing those pictures. Start showing people. Start making videos of drawing pictures and posting it online. Start teaching people how to draw. Start getting people excited about drawing. Start getting people excited about making music. Teach people how to make music. Make music. But don't think like, oh, I need to make money to do this. I need to make money to do this. I don't have the money to do this. If you're working a job and you don't have money for a blank sheet of paper and a pencil, you should change your job. I mean, you should be able to get paper and a pencil, and for a lot of things, that's all you need to get started is a paper and a pencil. Go ahead and write down your dreams, write down your goals, write down that story you want to tell, write down that business plan, write down, whatever it is on your mind, and start changing your reality. That's how you're gonna escape the rat race, is by producing results, by getting in there and taking action. Start writing that book, start writing that video, start writing that movie, start writing that script, start writing your goals, start writing how you're going to transform your life, start writing out your diet plans, start writing out your workout plans, start producing. That's how you're going to escape the rat race. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. Thank you very much. Have a great day.